Right, Sean from Budget Gearbox had asked me a question either today or yesterday about have I got a bug out bag. Right, now you can't see it, but down there I've got most of my bug out stuff in a bag which isn't suitable for bugging out in. But all the gear is in there because I've been swapping and changing. Because what I ended up doing was I put all my best, I looked all through my gear, found all my best gear and put it as a bug out bag. And what I kept ended up doing was I'd need something good and I'd go into the bug out bag and get it back out again. Like I'd put a decent knife in it, I'd keep getting a knife out. I'd put my little small carving axe in there and I'd keep getting the axe out to do videos. I'd put my decent tarp in there, my decent hammock in there, and kept going back in it. When we went camping, I needed to get that back out and use it again. So I've got to do a rethink on like the good gear bug out bag. So what I did in the meantime is I made a bug out bag out of cheap stuff that I don't really use. Thinking that it's something there always. I won't keep going into it getting stuff. And you wouldn't be so bothered if you had to ditch it. And also perhaps if a family member needed something, you could give them that bag and you wouldn't miss it, kind of thing. Right, so I'll go through what's in this bag and I'll show you the bag as well. It's a cheap, which I don't know how much this bag would have cost. I just found this. It was in an office we was cleaning. I used to help the missus do a bit of this, that and the other. We went to this place and this was in an office but like left on the side to throw out. So I thought I'd have that. I had a couple of rips on it. This had to be re-sewn back on. So the bag cost me nothing. Right, now I did this a while ago, so I can't actually remember whether this is completely full of everything I wanted or I may have even took some stuff out of this. But we'll go through it and see what's in here anyway. So because I wasn't sure whether this bag was waterproof, I put the stuff in another bag. So first of all, we've got a ready filled bottle of water. What this probably hasn't got in, probably hasn't got food in it. And that's something I will have to put in it. Another fill up bottle of water. And I'll tell you, this bag doesn't weigh much at all, even with the water in. It's not heavy. I can't tell you the precise weight, but it's definitely not heavy. What I'll do, I'll get everything out and then we'll go through it. Got some firelighting stuff. I've got, this is pretty decent, stainless steel tin. Homemade cup with something in it. Emergency blanket. Cheap blue tarp. One side it's blue, the other side it's silver. Now I think, can't remember precisely, but that may be 1 by 2, no, 1.2 by 2.2. So 2.2 metres by 1.2 metres. That's what I think it was. Hobo stove with a couple of bits in it. Some bits in there. Well, that's just some random bits of tape, so that could just be thrown. I suppose this bag itself can be used for something. And I'll be honest, this wasn't full to the brim with gear. I could probably still put loads more in this. Looks like we got just a random bit of dental floss there. Another bottle. And I have recently bought a couple of other bits I was going to put in there, which this was more likely going to go in there. but I haven't put it in there. But this is going to go in there, and this is a cheap £1, like a poncho or a rain jacket. No, it's actually a rain jacket, not a poncho. I put it on, and it barely fits, like the arms come to here, but you can just about move in it, and it's got a hood. It's not a bad colour. So that probably would just about keep you dry, but you know, parts of your arms would be exposed. So remember, this is like, this would get you through, but this isn't none of the best gear that I've got. Because like I said, go into that, getting stuff out of it. So I've got a roll of different types of string there. There's thin stuff, thick stuff. I think this is, I can't remember what you call it. Well, stuff you can light. Cotton. So in this bag is a selection of a few weird different knives. Now this is a broken knife. It was like an opener, but it had two blades. And one of the blades, which is left, is a saw blade. A small Gerber knife. One of these knife and fork things that comes apart, and you got knife, fork and a spoon there. Just going to shift this camera over so you can see this a bit better. Well, so that's a small selection of folding knives, all stuff I rarely use, might get you through. I missed these two. These are just like your Swiss Army kind of knives. It's not much, they're nothing special, but I don't use them, so they might as well be used for something, and that is put in the bug out bag. So we've got poncho, string, raincoat, string, and a few different knives. Now here I've got a folding saw. It's like a random, it's called a Ronco. I'm not sure what it's actually made for, but it's a folding saw. It's not for bushcraft or anything, but folds out. Tighten it up with the wing nut. It kind of squashes together, and you've got a saw there. It's more, seems more, I wouldn't, it's not quite a hacksaw blade, but it's not quite as big teeth as a wood saw, but that'd get you somewhere. Got that's funny, a leather handle knife. Needs sharpening and sorting out a bit, but you could use this for chopping and battening wood, definitely. Look how thick that is. With just a cardboard sheath there. You know what, I'm sure I did have a decent-ish fixed blade in here, but I probably took that out. Ready-made figure 4 trap. Well, I've got loads of these ready-made and I can just make them anyway. Oh, like a small homemade first aid kit. You've got some bandages, some, looks like cotton pads, plasters, different bits of tape. Nothing special. And more tape there. Oh, and what that is in there, that's salt. I always think of putting salt in things for one reason, is to clean wounds with. And that goes in this stainless steel pot, and that pot can be used for boiling water in. Collecting water, boiling water. And we got a small, like, collapsible bottle. Might be handy for whatever. Emergency blanket. Small, don't really use things like that. Oh, that can probably go with the string. Piece of dental floss, it looks like. In here is like a fire kit. And we have matches and a striker in this, whatever this container is, this plastic container with push on ends. And we've also got waxed paper and waxed cotton pads. And for striking a flint, an empty Zippo lighter, which says, "I'm so happy I could shit." Now this is a homemade, I wouldn't say it's a water purifier, it's just for getting, to be honest, it's not much different from using a bandana just to get big bits out. But it's got these different bits of, I'm sure this was cotton and tea bag bits, and you put them in the end here like that. You can put as many as you want, fill it with water, and then have that drip into this other part. So more like a debris filter. A homemade cup, and inside the cup this is a load of bin bags, so that could be used for something or another. Right, hobo stove. I was wrong about the food, we've got something in here. The hobo stove with a ready to use buddy burner, ready to just light like that. Oh, look at that, perfect. So that's something to boil the water in and cook on. In here I've got a cup of hot chocolate. I must have just read that as I was picking it up. Porridge you can have in a cup, just add hot water. Got 2 of those, 3 of these hot chocolates, and couscous. And that is the same, well actually that probably has to be thrown, it's got a hole in it. But that's another thing, just add water, just add water, just add water. Now after all of that, I have just noticed I haven't got a decent fixed blade in it. The only fixed blade I've got is this. So I'm going to quickly just go through one of these bags. I'm going to find a fixed blade and I'm going to put it in here now, and it's going to stay in here. Right, well I've got this fixed blade now. This is what we're going to use, and this is going to stay in here. This was, the sheath was for a completely different knife, and the knife, I think it was one of these, looked completely different to this. It had been partly ruined, so I kind of reshaped the handle, put this handle on. It's only kind of screwed on, well it's glued and screwed rather than pins, but that's all I had. So that's the fixed blade, and that is what's going to go with this kit. Right, I'm just going to show you one more thing. Well, like I said, there's a bit of a mess in here, but I'm just going to show you this box here. This is normally sat behind where I am, and what's on top of it is normally a lot of the other stuff I use. See, look, there's the tarp, and this is some of the other stuff in here. First aid kit, poncho and emergency blanket, a big aluminium tin, and that's got hot chocolate in it. This has got all manner of wash stuff in there. Use the bottle itself, metal cups, different tins, the bottle of water there, tomahawk handle, and the tomahawk head should be in here somewhere. Emergency blanket, different knives, decent-ish saw, another axe, there's the tomahawk head, hobo fishing reel, like a hunter's mask, string, collectible bottles, another like a hunter's mask, but that has all got to go back in the bag, plus some of the stuff in here and some of the stuff in this one as well. We've got another tin cup, crossbow, pistol crossbow, a massive great water bladder, other stuff like that. But I need to sort that bag out with stuff that I'm not going to use, or what I'm not going to keep going into, and that's what kept happening. So anyway, that lot on the table there is like my cheap bug out bag, what you could use. You know, probably, I don't know how much that costs, but none of it's expensive. Alright, cheers for watching, and I'll see you later. If you like that video, then why don't you share it with your friends, and also if you want to see regular videos like this, then subscribe to my channel. Thanks a lot for watching. If you want to get full notifications from my channel, go to this little gear symbol next to where it says subscribed, click on that, and here where it says send me all notifications for this channel, click on that and then save it.